Hi, everybody, and welcome to Perplexed Damage. This episode, we're talking about quite a lot of stuff. I'm talking about what we did for Monday Night Heroclix last night, and what we got coming up, and a few other stuff. So let's start off with the big event that was on Friday, was the release of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I've already seen it twice. We saw the 3D on Thursday night and the 2D last night after Heroclix, and it just keeps on getting better and better. So I think it's one of Marvel Studios' best since original Iron Man. So it's better than Avengers, I thought, but it's pretty awesome. So if you haven't seen it, first of all, why haven't you seen it yet? But if you have, hopefully you've realized how awesome it is. So far, I think in domestic it's made 106 million, and worldwide combined it's 172 million. With the budget was 170, so that's pretty awesome. So. All right. Speaking of movies, last night was movie night. It was a 400-point plastic, which plastic basically just means Heroclix and dice. Pretty much it. No resources, no relics, no ATAs. Just pretty much Clixs and dice. So my team. Here's what the teams had to be. All characters must have appeared in a movie. So any characters that have appeared in whatever movie that's out. I don't think that's based off of future movies, but like obviously I don't think you can use like Vision because he's hasn't really been seen in a movie yet. Age of Ultron, but that's in the future, but whatever. So, I was also surprised to see a special guest player that I haven't seen in a couple months, and but unfortunately, I did not play against him. I can't reveal this player's name on here because he did not want me to. But yeah. So if you're watching this, man, it was really good to see you again. And wanted to get in that game, but we never got a chance to play a game. So good seeing you again. So okay, my team was X-Men. It was 396 points. Let's start off with Banshee from the Deadpool set, which is awesome. And then I played Xavier from A vs. X, which is awesome. I should be saying excellent, shouldn't I? Excellent. Alright, Days of Future Past. Very first time I ever played the Nightcrawler. Woo. This guy is like... Whew, this guy's awesome. He's got special trait where he always has combat reflexes and energy shield deflection. So he's a 19 on his first style if you base him or not base him. It's just awesome. He's got that really awesome damage power that's he uses probability control, but and he can use it every time that he's attacked by somebody. So if somebody attacks him, he can use probability control. I don't know if that means that if they attack him once, then he uses PC, and then if they hit him, then he uses PC again. I think it's just once per attack, so it's pretty sweet. So that means that if you have like 5 guys that try to attack him in your opposing team's turn, he'll be able to use 5 probs. So it was really cool. I'll tell you some of the highlights from the first game of how this came into key effect. And then I also played Moria McTaggart. So Obviously, she's from First Class, so awesome support. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about her support by now. I mean, she's got willpower and special damage, which is 11, an 11 attack for support. Awesome, So very, very cool piece to add in there. Low point by 28 points. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And sorry, I'm saying that a lot. And then Jean Grey, 40-point Jean Grey. I don't use her too often, but this one was cool to get around some for some TK and some of that. So all right, so the first game that I played against was a simple one. It was Avengers, 400 point. It was the A versus X Captain America at 200 and the A versus X Thor at 200. This was pretty much I positioned my team well enough where Nightcrawler could just base Captain America and just start doing his precision strike against them and stuff like that. And Xavier was positioned just right where he actually did a mind control against Thor and hit, and then Thor hit Cap and ended up KOing Cap, so that was pretty sweet. But there was several moments where Thor's got that ability where if he hits 2 targets, it's penetrating damage, and he was attacking both Nightcrawler and Professor X, and so he would hit with his attack roll first. But since he was attacking Nightcrawler, he can use his probability control, and then he would miss on that next attack. Hence, missing the 2 targets. So it was pretty sweet for that to happen. The one thing I kept on forgetting on Xavier was his shape change. As long as he doesn't have 2 tokens, I kept on forgetting that, and I started picking that back up on the second and third game. So very cool piece. Moria did her job. It took a little while for some support. She had to get Banshee back up, but she did her job. And Jean Grey, yeah, TKing every once in a while. So I ended up winning that game. So there was the first one. Second battle was against a no-theme team. It was 397 points. It was led off with Lex Luthor from the Slosh set, and it was 150 with that one. The Batman 115 from Gotham City strategy game. The Riddler, the 60-pointer from the Batman Classic TV. And because somebody had told this player that this person was in the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, the Time Wizard, number 72 points. This one came down to a loss in points. And that was just because Batman, that Batman can choose any standard attack or any standard damage at the beginning of the game, and he could use that power, and that's a special trait. And so he chose poison. So if he would base somebody, it would be automatic poison. And the only problem there was Lex Luthor had his 18 defend, and so basically, pretty much Batman, Riddler, and Time Wizard all had an 18 defense, plus whatever hindering bonus or perplex or whatever. So it was very tough to get around that defend. And one cool thing I did was in that map, we had an elevated terrain over on the side of the map, and Banshee was tied up with Batman and Riddler and I think Lex Luthor, and basically what he did was he did a breakaway, and but I didn't know that the player had already outwitted the running shot, So I just did a breakaway to come up on the corner of that top elevated, and so his next turn, Batman ignored elevated terrain for movement. So basically, I think he did. He might have just ignored hindering, but not too sure. Might have leap climb, not too sure. But basically, he came up and based Banshee. So then the next turn, his next turn, it'd be a chance to get some more poison off on Banshee. But instead, what I did was Jean Grey was down here, down on the lower terrain. She was looking up at Banshee and could see him. I ended up TKing Banshee away, dropping him down next to Moria, and then Moria ended up working on some support for Banshee, which was pretty sweet. And I got him back up to his top click, so that's pretty awesome. So that just came down to time, and I got like 115. I think I KO'd Batman. I think I got 115 out of that. All right, and the third game, and then all he KO'd was I think Xavier. Yeah, I think Xavier and Nightcrawler is who he KO'd. So, okay. And third game was against a Kryptonian team with 400 points. It's from the Man of Steel. We played the Superman 350, the one that was the marquee figure, and a Kryptonian warrior at 50 points. This one was pretty. It was pretty easy for me to take out. It was. He tried to do some of the police TA that Superman could copy because he was a wild card, but too many hits from Banshee. I actually, in that game is when I started to do Xavier's leadership to take off like 2 or 3 tokens off of X-Men that are based around him, so adjacent to him. So that worked out great in that game. So that was a pretty easy game to take out. So I got like 915 points. I went 2-1, and I got 3rd out of 7 players. My brother's teams, I think my brother placed like 5th or 6th. He played a shield team, so he started off with A vs. X Captain America at 100. The new Venom from Deadpool at 96. Excuse me. Spider-Man number 34 from Amazing Spider-Man. Or number 39, the 34 pointer. And from Amazing Spider-Man. And then the Iron Man 110 from the Gravity Feed from Invincible Iron Man. And then Agent Coulson for 50 points. I think this was like 390. He always tries to use the Iron Man as much as possible, so he has a chance that once he gets KO'd, he has a chance to bring in one of the other Iron Man chases. So, but he never got to that point because nobody ever KO'd Iron Man. So, okay, so I think he got 5th or 6th. All right, for prize support, we went ahead and got doubles on Silver Sable. You can see that. Yeah. Silver Sable and Black Cat. And then we also picked up some objects, relics in the theme too. Picked up our 3rd Legion of Superhero Flight Rain, so that's pretty sweet. We got about 3 of them so far. And then we picked up, I think this is our 2nd one, is the Straight Jacket. So pretty cool. Okay, so that was a pretty fun tournament. So okay, and all right. Next, I ended up doing a eBay buy. I want to bid, and there was some like there were some challenges in obtaining it, so I won't go into detail, but I ended up getting a full refund on this figure that I put a bid on, and you're not going to believe it, but it was from Chaos War. 2-year hunt for me to get this guy, and that is Sentry Void, also known as Centroid. So, very awesome. Can't believe I finally have this guy. I think I've only played him like once or twice, believe it or not. So, and the first time I played against him, it was brutal. So, Power Cosmic at 300 points, multi-attack. Awesome. Awesome piece. So, and I got him for free. So, woohoo. So, okay. Moving on. I would like to talk about a new thing that I want to do for the page, or for the page, for YouTube, and it's called the Power Teams. Power Teams is basically what I did. I had a friend of mine, the guy I know up in Mike from Michigan, who did an unboxing video on our YouTube channel. He asked me build a team around Pulse Wave, like a 300 point team. First he said 3,000, so I built him a 3,000 point team, and he's like, no, 300 point team. So I was like, okay. So that got me thinking, why not start off with where you start off with speed, power, speed, attack, damage, or defense and damage. And all your characters on your team have to start off with the same standard power for each character. And it's 300 point teams, and you can use any figures you want while KO Iron Man. Aim for theme teams, such as generic name teams, stuff like that. I'm not really using resources, but relics when needed, and ATAs if it's actually a name team. So I got speed taken care of, and I think I got the majority of attack taken care of. So the first one is going to be Flurry. I'm going to make that video probably either tonight or sometime coming up. But basically, what it's going to be is it's going to be a 300 point team, using the Flurry ability. And what it's got to be is it's got to be on either the first click or second click of the team, and hopefully it's on the first click. And I built a whole bunch of teams, and I will be showing those off and showing you how good that they could work together with those abilities or with those powers. So should be pretty fun. Okay, tomorrow or Wednesday the 6th, it looks like we got Guardians of the Galaxy. The countertop display gravity feed is coming out. It looks like 10 figures. This is focusing more on the comic book and not the movie. And then the regular set was set for the 13th on Wednesday, which is next Wednesday. But I heard from my judge that it might be pushed back a couple weeks, so we'll just have to wait and see. And it's WizKids, so WizKids don't exactly set exact dates. We all know about that, so it'll be interesting seeing when that comes out. And then coming up this weekend is Friday. We have a 300 point plastic age game. Each character must represent a kid or a teen. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do this game or not, because it's kind of tough to work around that kid and teen, because you got to be specific. You can't just be like, I'm playing Cloak and Dagger, because they were teenagers when they first started, but now they're not, you know. So, but we'll see. You know, I don't really know if I'm exactly going to go to that one or not. So, but on Saturday at our local venue in town is War of Light Month 3. So, this would be my second one because I went to the one up in Michigan. So they have Wave 2 coming out. So should be pretty interesting to see some new figures. I know my brother won the last month's at the venue we're going to, so should be pretty sweet. So hopefully we can make that. So all right. So I think this video format worked pretty well. I wasn't too sure if I was going to do more of a wide picture where you actually see me in part of my apartment, or do this close up. So, but I think this worked good enough. So, all right. So that just does it for this video. So, you guys have a great rest of your week. And remember, if you're going for that KO, don't forget to perplex your damage first. All right. Later, guys.